Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I've got some more really easy air fryer recipes for you. Now these recipes are more party sort of finger style food, and they'd be really good for this time of year because the kids are off on half term and we've also got Halloween coming up. So if you're having a gathering or some friends round, or if you've got like a children's party, these are the ideal kind of finger foods to go with that. Some of them could even be adapted to look a little bit Halloweeny if you wanted. If not, they're just great to put in lunch boxes or just for something a little bit different. So let's go and take a look at what I've made in my air fryer. So the first thing I'm going to make is some beef and feta meatballs. So I've just got 400 grams of minced steak. I'm going to use some salt and pepper to season, and then a teaspoon each of onion granules, mixed herbs and chili flakes. And then I've got 1 block of feta. There's 200 grams in here. So I'm just going to crumble this into the mince mixture, add my seasonings and then form it into balls and pop them in. Right, so once my meatballs are rolled together, I'm just going to pop them straight into my air fryer, leaving a space between them, so I don't want to pack them on top of each other, otherwise the air won't circulate. So I'm going to pop 8 in there, and then what I'm going to do is pop them in for 10 minutes on 180 degrees, but I'm going to turn them after 5 minutes. My meatballs have been in for 5 minutes, and I'm just going to really gently turn them over and pop them back in for the remaining 5. Okay, so here are our meatballs ready to serve, I suppose. I've let mine cool down and I've decided to serve mine with some dips. They're not the prettiest looking things, but they taste really good. I've just stabbed them with little cocktail sticks because I thought then you could dip them in the sauces. So we've got some sriracha, some garlic and herb, some barbecue and some katsu curry ketchup, but you could serve these with pasta and a bolognese sauce if you'd rather. And they have kind of got that Halloweeny look to them. You could definitely pass these off as being something that a monster kind of created. But yeah, they are, and they've got a little kick. You could add a bit more chili if you wanted. Those are my beef and feta meatballs. Right, so the next thing I'm going to make is some macaroni cheese crispy coated balls. This is macaroni cheese that I've made in the slow cooker, and if you haven't seen that video, I will leave it linked down below. It's really easy to make, really few ingredients, and it's the best macaroni and cheese we've ever tasted. So I made it yesterday and I've let it go cold, and it's gone quite sticky, so I'm going to form it into like meatball size balls, and then I'm going to dip it in some egg, some panko breadcrumbs, and then we're going to pop them in the air fryer, and they're going to go really nice and crispy on the outside and soft and gooey on the inside.
Mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know.
So I've sprayed each of my macaroni cheese balls with a little bit of spray oil, and I'm going to pop them in on 180 for 10 minutes. So I'm going to pop these on now and we will have a look when we're done. So here are our macaroni cheese balls. I actually gave them about 3 minutes extra because they just weren't crispy enough for my liking, but they're bubbling hot. I could hear them sizzling as they came out. They're really nice and crispy, and they're gooey in the middle. So for my next recipe, I'm making flaming hot Cheeto chicken without the Cheetos because the shop didn't have any, but they did have What's-Its, which are pretty much the same thing. So I've popped some of those in a bowl. I've got some chicken breasts that I've cut into like tenders, and I've also got some beaten egg. I'm going to crush these up. I'm trying to think of the best way. Probably would have been to put them in a bag and do it. So I'm going to crush those, and then we're going to dip the chicken in the egg, roll it in the flaming hot What's-Its, and they're going to go in the air fryer for, you guessed it, 10 minutes.
Just get down.
Right, so my chicken is covered and I've just about fit it in without it touching too much. And I'm going to pop it in for 10 minutes and see how we go. So I actually ended up giving my What's It chicken, that sounds really strange, I ended up giving my What's It chicken an extra 3 minutes just to get it to the colour of my liking. It's all a bit of an experiment. I start most things off on around 10 minutes and then you can go from there. You can also cut them open to make sure that they're white and cooked all the way through. I don't tend to spray my basket in my air fryer. I don't find many things stick, but if you are finding that things are sticking, then definitely give it a little bit of spray oil first. And these are looking really good and they're really, really crispy. So yeah, definitely looking forward to these ones. So next up, we're going to make some pastry wrapped sausages. So I guess they're like sausage rolls. Again, these would be perfect for Halloween, like for a Halloween picky tea. So we have got our sausages and all you're going to do is wrap it in some pre-rolled short crust pastry. I'm cheating all the way here. These are sticky Italian sausages. What I've done, I've rolled out my pastry. So I'm going to cut about half the width of the sausage in pastry. And all we're going to do is take our sausage and wrap it in the pastry. I've kind of done mine slightly diagonal so they look a bit nicer once they come out the air fryer. And that's it. I'm just going to pop them on the plate. And these actually look a little bit like mummies. So I'm going to give my sausages 10 minutes on 180. I do most things on 180. I find it's quite a good temperature. And then we'll check them and see how they're looking. So here we have our little Italian sticky sausages in blankets. These are ones that the boys have been waiting to try the most. They're basically sausage rolls, aren't they, in short crust pastry. But again, I think these would be really nice at a party or a gathering or just in your kids' lunch boxes. Just something a bit different. And they didn't take any time at all to cook or prepare. So for this recipe, this is actually one that my sister recommended to me and it's called a pizza burger. And when she first said about this, I thought she meant that you use the burger as like a base and then you put your pepperoni, cheese, tomato and stuff on the top. But no, we actually are going to use pizza dough and we are going to wrap our burger in it. We're going to top it with some chili jam and we're going to top it with some mozzarella, form it into like a little parcel and then we're going to put it in the air fryer. So I think it's going to take around 20 minutes. And my sister recommends that you brown the burgers first in the frying pan. So I've got two here and what I think I might do is do one browning it first and one without. See if it makes any difference, because if it doesn't, it's a step you might as well skip. But I'll do two just for the sake of the video and we'll see which one comes out nicer. So what I'm going to do is heat up a pan and start browning one and then I'll film myself sort of assembling the other. So here goes. Right, so here we are. What I've done is just pop my burger on, put some chili jam on top, a big fat slice of mozzarella, and then I've wrapped it up a bit like a Christmas parcel. So I'm going to stick this one in the air fryer for 20 minutes. Then over here, I've just got my burger browning nicely, and what I'm going to do, give that a flip, I'm going to do the same with this one. Then when they're done, we can see which one we think comes out better. I'm going to make a little cross because hopefully we'll be able to still see that and we'll know which is which. I will make a note as well because I'm going to pop this in the air fryer. I'll show you when it's in because I need two hands because this is a big parcel. Right, so they're in. I've put my cooked one seam side down and my raw one seam side up, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. I will say though, with this one, the dough did start to stick because my burger was hot. If the browned burger turns out better, I'd definitely wait for it to cool before you put it on your dough because it did start to stick to it a little bit. So this one is browned, this one is not. We'll put them in 180, I'm going to give them 20 minutes, so I'll check them after 10 and then I'll show you them when we're finished. So I'm not gonna lie, this is absolutely massive. It's been in for 20 minutes, so the bottom's gone nice and crispy, the top's nice and crispy. I haven't cut into it yet, so I have no idea what we're gonna find. So this is the one where we browned the burger first, so I'm gonna cut into it now. So it actually looks a bit like one of those cheeseburger puffs you can get in Rooks and places like that. There is definitely a lot of space in here, but I'm not sure you'd want it any bigger. Okay, we're gonna go with burger number 2, which is the one that I did. Well, I did both, but it was my idea. Although this one has split open a little bit, so I am gonna admit that. I should probably leave them to cool a bit longer because they are kind of oozing out, but again, really nice and crispy. Just looks so impressive. Let's have a little. Look at this one. Now, look, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but that's definitely better. For some reason, sorry sis, for some reason, the dough is puffed up much better in this one, and it's gone really nice and pizza-y. The mozzarella's quite melty. There is quite a big difference looking at the two. But I actually think the one that wasn't browned first looks better. I mean, it's a burger in pizza pastry with mozzarella cheese and chili jam, so you can't really go wrong, but this one's definitely held in much better. A bit more of a close-up. If you like mozzarella cheese, you like burgers, and you like pizza dough, I think these are good. If you're a bit more patient and let it cool down, then they'll probably slice a lot easier. Burgers piping hot, I know my boys would absolutely love these, which is a good job because they've got to eat them now. So that is it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. The food went down an absolute treat. The meatballs, despite their questionable appearance, were actually really, really nice. The Little Mummy sausage rolls were a hit, and they are going to be on our Halloween menu. And the macaroni cheese balls were good. The Cheetos chicken and the absolutely massive pizza burger puffs, as inspired by my lovely sister. So thank you, sis, for that recipe. If you've got any questions about anything I did, then please make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you try anything, and if you've got any fail-safe, foolproof recipes that you think are good for your air fryer, because I'm always open to new suggestions. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you go and do so. I've got loads more air fryer recipes coming up, slow cooker videos, lots and lots of foodie content. So if that's your kind of thing, stick around, leave me a like, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care, guys.